Hi, I'm Dan, and I'm really excited to show you the KickBack Machine. It's a Kickstarter research tool for people who think it's a smart idea to learn from the past. And before I show you the site, I just want to explain a little bit about why it exists in the first place. And to do that, I need to explain a little something about this guy. This is a guy named Scott Steinberg, and he wrote a book called The Crowdfunding Bible. And I read it a little while ago, and pretty early on in the book, Scott has this really kind of fundamental piece of advice for people who are going to start a crowdfunding campaign. He says, whatever your approach to crowdfunding, your first order of business is to take a hard analytical look at projects that have succeeded as well as ventures that have failed. And he goes on to say that your goal with this is to observe and learn how successful projects work and to understand the subtle nuances and the tactics that determine why some triumph and others don't. Essentially, you got to do your research and figure out what works and what doesn't, or at least what has worked for some people in the past and what hasn't. So let's take a look at Kickstarter. Kickstarter is an amazing, wonderful, tremendous, revolutionary thing. But how would we find examples of projects that were successful and projects that weren't? Let's say I'm a hip hop artist, for instance. Let's say, for the sake of argument, I'm a hip hop artist and I'm trying to raise $10,000 for my next project. If I go to the hip hop section on Kickstarter, I can see some staff picks. I can see what's popular this week. I can see recently successful projects. I can find the most funded projects. They make it really easy to find examples of success. What we don't see a lot of, and in fact what's really difficult to find on Kickstarter site, are those examples of projects that didn't meet their funding goal, the ones that were not successful, the failures. So where do we find those? Well, let's check out the KickBack Machine. As you can see, we're currently looking at all projects in all categories, but we can very easily drill down and look at just the category we're interested in. So in this case, for my hip hop project, I'm going to go to music, hip hop, and we can see very easily examples of projects that were successful and unsuccessful. And if I want to filter by outcome, I can say, just show me the successfully funded projects, or just show me the failures, or look at both side by side. Now, I had a pretty specific goal. I wanted to raise $10,000 for my hip hop project. So I can drill down and filter by goal. I can say, show me only the projects that tried to raise in and around $10,000. Click submit, and I have 3 examples of projects that tried to raise $10,000 and didn't, and one that did. So I can take a good close look at these, figure out what worked for these folks, what didn't work for these folks, and plan my campaign accordingly. So that's it. That's the KickBack Machine. I hope you dig it. I hope you check it out. I hope it's useful for your next project. Now go do your homework. Thanks for watching.